Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma class. My name is Thazanjo, and my Buddhist name is Jana Bali, which means power of concentration. Today, I will be your presenter for part 1 of this Dhamma class. Today's Dhamma class is on Sunday, May 25, 2025. We meet every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Arizona Pacific Time. Anyone interested in Buddhist teachings is welcome to join us on Zoom. Use the ID 413-460-4622 and the password Buddha20, all lowercase. Remember, the Zoom ID and password will stay the same every week. In today's Dhamma class, we will learn about Part 1a, Buddha Gamana Gata, Alawaka Gata, Yojino Gata, offerings, taking the Dhisarana and precepts, the Metta chant, and meditation. Part 1b, Adhitthana, determination, mindfulness on death, wishing, and sharing. Part 2, Parita chanting, discussions, questions and answers, translations from the prayer book, and some meditation questions. Today's substitute will be Hina Aung, so Hina Aung, please have your prayer books and the correct pages ready and close by. Before we begin, here are some important rules and regulations. Please continue on with the meeting.
Amara Zalayavi.
Buddha Gamana Gata Angira Sasa Unaya Datahi Sitaram Siyo Wajirawa Wiro Janti Juno Metatu Sisake Nilayo Nilatana Ma Pito Tataja Lohita Dhamma Manjita Nikamim Subabasara Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
Madi.
Ojino Nega Jadiya Sabudadara Magaji Witapi Budi Bemado Alagaman Manaso Adasi Ewa Adikasa Dadabara Aburi Sila Paramadikapi Dasami Dio Payadamagadam Damekadi Pakanamami.
Ana sarapa tetina debena tamatam sina diloka tibe sabudam bujayami damunudam wana ganda guno bedam edam kusuma santatim bujayami monendasa seri para saruhe.
Adiwasan tu no bante paniyam pavigapita manugapam upadaya padikana tu utama. Adiwasan tu no bante ujana pavigapita manugapam upadaya padikana tu utama. One time.
Ogata, Gayakan, Wasikan, Manokan, Zapatosa, Kathingto, Apirogo, Pioba Zinjin, Ajonga, Batama, Tutia, Datia, Dajan, Sonjanya, Paya Yirna, Daya Yirna, Sanga Yirna, Mia Songbato, Ayo ase ale amia le samu ye shiko buzo pumia mensho gropa I shimpea Garoyato, Ejo Ajo, Abeleba, Gathomba, Yebishiba, Yentumyangaba, Wipatitia Leba, Pietanadea Ngaba Doma, Akakathin, Kenoni Dipie, Maidea, Potea, Nei Bendea Domyago, Yaba Lo Ishimpea Valentine.
Ahambande disene nasaha naga sambanagatam uposatasinam tamam yachami anukaham gatwasilam deta me bande tutiyambi ahambande disene nasaha naga sambanagatam uposatasinam tamam yachami anukaham gatwasilam deta me bande Satyambi ahambande disrene nasaha nagasapanagatam uposatasilam tamam yachami anugaham gatva silam detame bande. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Tutiyambi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tutiyambi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tutiyambi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyambi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyambi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyambi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Amabande.
Nawanga Sila Panatipada Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Adina Dana Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Abramacharya Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Musawada Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Suramaraya Majapamadadana Musawada Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Suramaraya Majapamadadana Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Vigala Bodhana Varamani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Nacha Gita Vatita Visukatasana Malaganda Vilebana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Dana Paramani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Ujasayana Mahasayana Paramani Sikha Param Samadhiyami Metta Sahakatena Chetasa Sapapana Bhutesu Paritwa Viharana Samadhiyami Mabande Valentine. Iti piso bhagawa arham sama sambuddho vijajarana sampano sugato lokavidu anutaro purisa dhamma sarati Sata Deva Manusanam Buddho Bhagawa Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opaneiko Pachatam Veditabo Vinyuhi Supati Peno Bhagavato Sawaka Sengo Ujupati Peno Bhagavato Sawaka Sengo Nyayapati Peno Bhagavato Sawaka Sengo Samichipati Peno Bhagavato Sawaka Sengo Yadidem Tatari Parisa Yugani Ata Parisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sawaka Sengo Ahuneo Pahuneo Dakineo Anjali Karanio Anuttaram Punya Kedem Logasa by one time.
Aham awero homi, apya bajo homi, ani go homi, sugada numberi harami. Mama madabidu, ajariya cha, nyadimita cha, sabra majarino cha. Awera hontu, apya baja hontu, anika hontu, sugeda numberi harantu. Amaka araka dewada, ima sami awase, ima sami arame, araka dewada. Awera hontu, apya baja hontu, anika hontu, sugeda numberi harantu. Puritimaya Tisaya Dakinaya Tisaya Pachimaya Tisaya Uttaraya Tisaya Puratimaya Tisaya.
Mary Ickery, it is your turn. Hina Aum, could you please substitute for Mary and Ickery on Sabe Sata to Kamasaka, prayer book pages 14 through 15? Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Ataba wa Pariyapana, Saba Itio, Sabe Purisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anariya, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipatika, Awera Hontu, Abya Baja Hontu, Anika Hontu, Suki Ata Nam Pariharantu, Dukkha Mujantu, Yata Lada Sampadito, Mawiga Jantu, Kamasaka. Udayawa Bawagaja Padoyawa Awijito Samanta Chakawalisu Yesata Batawijara Abhyapaja Niwiraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Udayawa Bawagaja Adoyawa Awijito Samanta Chakawalisu Yesata Udakijara Abhyapaja Niwiraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Udayawa Bawagaja Adoyawa Awijito Samanta Jakawalisu Yesata Akasejara Abhyapaja Niwiraja Nidukaja Nupadawa Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. One time. Now we will be learning how to meditate by Chloe, Mei Thun, Valerie, Thazanjo, and Sumyape.
What is meditation? Meditation is a way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, the natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body. You scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away. Maybe a noise or a pain in the knee. But often your own mind is the problem. It is so full of useless stuff. Like a monkey jumping here and there, it is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need to learn You need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones.
Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy. You're less worried and frustrated. You don't get stressed about work or exams. You develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things. You find it easier to focus and learn. You perform better in sports and games. You make better music and art, and you will be more trustworthy.
What is different between samatha and vipassana meditation? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades, we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Guided muscle relaxation meditation. We are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. But before we begin, please straighten your body, center yourself in the middle of your camera, put your hands together with the right on top of the left with your thumbs connected, and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I say a group of muscle, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax those group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles, all the muscles on your head are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
We are now going to move on to Anapanasati meditation. You are going to focus on your breath. When you breathe in, a puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. When you breathe out, a slightly warmer puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. We are now going to practice counting technique with each cycle of in-breath and out-breath. You will count from 1 to 8 and do not let your mind wander. If your mind wanders out, start counting from 1 again. We are first going to practice together. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 1. Breathe in, Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 2. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 3. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 4. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 5. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 6. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 7. Breathe in. Aware of the touch, breathe out. Aware of the touch. 8. Now go back to 1, start counting on your own and focus. We are now done meditating.
Attoka patachani luka, piya patachani paya, soka patachani soka, hontu sape pipanino.
LTV. You are.
Ahiwe na werani samanti da kuda chanam awere na cha samanti esadama sanantano
Sapa papasa akaranam kusala supa sampada sajita paryotapanam etam budana sasanam.
Marna me duam, jivita me aduam, ida me punyam, nibbana sa pajo hotu, imam punya bagam, sabbasadanam pajema, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bow one time.
It is now part 2 of the Dhamma class, and again, please do not eat anything. However, drinking water is now fine. So we'll be moving on to program number 1, which is Chant of Mangala Sutta by Maythun, Mate, Hazel, Valerie, Chloe, Thera, Sam, Dunzin, Linlin, Grace and Brian, and Emra.
Mangala Sutta Ya Mangalam Dwadasahi Chintayam Susadevaka Sothanam Nadiga Chanti Atadim Santra Mangalam Desitam Dewa Devena Sabba Baba Vinasanam Sabba Loka Hitataya Mangalam Dhamma
Buddham Eka Samayam Bhagawa Sawadiya Viharati Cetawane Anada Bindikasa Arame Atako Anyadara Dewada Abhigadaya Ratiya Abhigadawana Kewala Kapam Chetawanam Opasatwa
Yana Bhagawa Tenupasangami Upasangami Twa Bhagavantam Abhivadetwa Ekamantam Athasi Ekamantam Titako Sadevata Bhagavantam Gathaya Ajabasi. Bahudeva Manusacha Mangalani Achintayum Akanka Manasotanam Ruhi Mangalamudamam Asavanacha Palanam Panditanancha Savana Puja cha Pujaneyanam Eta Mangalamudamam
Patirupate Sawasoja Pubeja Kata Punyata Ata Samapaniticha Eta Mangalamutamam Bahu Sajarja Sibansa Vinayacha Susikito Subhasitacha Yawacha Eta Mangalamutamam Mata Pitu Upadhanam Buddha Darasa Sangho Anagula Jagamanta Itam Mangalamutamam Dhananja Dhammacariya Nyata Kananja Sangho Anawajani Kamani Itam Mangalamutamam
Arati Virati Papa Maja Panaja Sanyamo Apa Matoja Damesu Eta Mangalamutamam Kara Woja Niwatoja Santutija Katanyuta Kalena Dhamma Sawanam Eta Mangalamutamam Kantija Sawaja Sata Samanana Dasanam Kalena Dhamma Sakaja Eta Mangalamutamam Tapoja Brahmacharya Ja Arya Sachana Dasanam Nibbana Sachikiriya Ja Eta Mangalamutamam
Buddhassa Lokadamehi Jitam Yasanakam Pati Asokam Virajam Kimam Itam Mangalamutamam Itadi Sani Gatwana Sabata Maparajita Sabata Sotim Gachanti Tanti Samangalamutamam Mangala Sutam Nitidam Sadhu 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 One time.
Diwa Tapati Gata Diwa Tapati Arijo Vati Mabati Chantima Sanato Katio Tapati Jayi Tapati Brahmano Athasapa Mahoratam Puro Tapati Tejasa Tadasam Tejan Sampanam Puram Wandami Sandaram Etena Sajawachena Soti me hotu sabada, soti te hotu sabada.
We're now moving on to program number 2, which is Basic Buddhism, first by Hema, Hank, and Noel, then by Helen Al and Sue Al. then by Valerie Mason and Ching Lang, then by Bia Bala and Gina Bala, then by Sarah Keishing and Shinki, then by Nate and Victoria, and lastly by Hazel and Alexander.
Hi, my name is Hema, and my Buddhist name is Hema Pali, which means peacekeeper. Today I'll be joining my brother and Noel, so can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Hank, and my Buddhist name is Sutta Bala, which means the power of knowledge. Noah, will you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Noah. My Buddhist name is Wanapala, which means power of personality. So Hema, what are we sharing today?
Today we will be talking about Gilesa.
So I'll start. What is kilesa? The Pali word kilesa means things that make our minds unclean or troubled. Kilesas are called defilements because they can make us feel unhappy or act in ways that aren't good. They mess with our thoughts and make us feel bad inside. Kilesas are like little mind dust that we need to clean away for a happy, calm mind.
There are 10 main Gilesas. 1. Loba, greed, wanting too much, like always wanting toys or candy. 2. Dosa, hatred, feeling very angry or wanting to hurt others. 3. Moha, delusion, not understanding things clearly. 4. Mana, conceit, thinking we're better than others. 5. Diti, wrong ideas, holding beliefs that aren't right.
6. Wichikicha, doubt, always feeling unsure or not believing things. 7. Tina, sloth, feeling lazy or sleepy in the mind. 8. Udacha, restlessness, feeling jumpy or unable to sit still. 9. Ahirika, shamelessness, not caring if we do something wrong. 10. Anotapa, fearlessness of wrongdoing, not feeling guilty when we act badly.
When we work to clear away these kilesas, our minds become calm, happy, and peaceful. So now I'll be asking questions. So Hank, could you please ask your question?
Rebecca, what does kilesa mean? Well, the correct answer is kilesa means things that make our minds unclean. Himo, will you please ask your question?
Cynthia, why do we call Gilesas defilements?
Because they make us feel unhappy.
That is correct. Noel, will you please ask the next question?
My last question is to Rebecca, and it is, how can we get rid of kilesas?
By clearing them away with good thoughts and actions to have a peaceful mind.
Yes, that is correct, and that is all. Thank you for listening.
It is now Helen Ong and Sue Ong's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hain Lao, and my Buddhist name is Sukha Bala, which means power of happiness. So today, me and Dhamma friend of mine will be talking about something. So Sue Ong, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Suong, and Buddha's name is Jakapali, which means protector Dhamma. So we'll be talking about today.
So today we'll be talking about Disaranat. So Sue Ong, could you please go first?
What is Disaranat? Di means three, and Sarana means refuge or shelter. Disarana refers to the threefold refuges, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Every lay Buddhist takes refuge in these three as a guide and source of inspiration. They say a special prayer with these three sentences. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Buddha for refuge. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Sangha for refuge.
1. The Buddha, the teacher who understood the way to freedom and showed us how to find it. 2. The Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings, which help us end suffering and bring us from darkness to light. 3. The Sangha, the community of the Buddha's monk disciples who inspire us by striving to follow the teachings.
To take refuge in Desarana, there are no strict rules or special ceremonies. Being a Jew Buddhist means living by the Buddha's teachings every day, even if you don't say these 3 prayer sentences. It's not about just saying words, but showing kindness, wisdom, and understanding on how you live. So that is all, and now we'll be asking questions. So Hannah, can you please go first?
The first question is for Snowy, and it is, what are the rules of taking refuge in Tisarana?
There are no strict rules or special ceremonies to take refuge.
That is correct. So Suong, could you please ask the next question?
So Tiri-san, what does Desarana refer to?
Could you repeat that again?
What does Desarana refer to? Well, the answer is the 3 full refuges, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So Hannah, can you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Amara, and it is, what is the Sangha?
The community of the Buddha's monk disciples.
That is correct. So Suong, could you please ask the last question?
So Tiri-san, every lay Buddhist takes refuge in the 3 refuges as what?
I don't have the answers.
Well, the correct answer is as a guide and source of inspiration. Now that is all, and thank you for listening.
It's now Valerie, Cindy, and Shingling's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Valerie Chow, and my Buddhist name is Dhanapali, which means the keeper of charity. I live in Palm Springs, California. Today, my dear 2 Dhamma friends will be joining me today. So Mason D, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mangalaba. My name is Mason D. My Buddha name is Lokapali, which means guardian of the world. I live in Prolavaca, Texas. So Singling, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Shin Keeling. My Buddhist name is Virabali, which means brave keeper. I live in Colorado. So, Valerie, what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about samsara. Shingling, please start first.
Please listen carefully because we will be asking questions at the end. What is samsara? In Theravada Buddhism, samsara refers to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It is like being stuck in a never-ending loop of life, death, and death, much like a video game where you keep going from one level to the next.
People are trapped in this cycle because of karma, which means that our actions have consequences. Good actions bring good results, and bad actions bring bad results, influencing our future lives.
The goal in Buddhism is to break free from samsara by reaching nibbana, a peaceful state where the cycle ends. Buddhists try to live good lives, meditate, and grow in wisdom to achieve this freedom. So, Mason D, please ask your first question.
My first question is to Theory-san. So Theory-san, what does samsara have?
It means samsara means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
Yes, that's correct. So, Singling, please ask your next question.
My next question is to Chloe. So, Chloe, why are people stuck in samsara?
People are stuck because of karma, which means our actions have consequences.
That is correct. Valerie, please ask your next question.
My next question is to Theory-san. Theory-san, what is the goal in Buddhism?
The goal is to break free from samsara and reach nibbana, a peaceful state.
That is correct. Mason D, please ask your last question.
So my last question is to Chloe. So Chloe, how did Buddhists try to break free from samsara? By living good lives, meditating, and growing in wisdom. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you for listening and watching.
It is now Bia Bala and Gina Bala's turn.
Hi, Dhamma class. My name is Karen Hong, and my Buddhist name is Biapla, which means power or love. Today, I'll be sharing something to the Dhamma class with my dear brother, Gina Blatt. So, Gina Blatt, can you please introduce yourself? Hi, Dhamma class. My name is Ryan Hong, and my Buddhist name is Gina Blatt, which means power of winning. So, Biapla, what will we be doing today? Today, we'll be sharing about the Buddha meaning. Hey, everybody, please listen because we will be asking questions in the end. Buddha means awakened one. This title is given to someone who achieved deep understanding and wisdom about life. The Buddha was a man named Siddhartha Gautama, who discovered the truth about suffering and how to overcome it. When he became the Buddha, he awoke to the reality of life, seeing things as they truly are. He learned that everyone experiences suffering, but there are ways to find peace and happiness. The Buddha realized that by being kind, mindful, and understanding, we can free ourselves from pain and live a joyful life. Buddha then shared his discoveries with others, teaching them how to awaken their own minds. His teachings help people understand their feelings and make better choices, leading to a happier life. The Buddha's goal was to help everyone find their own path to awakening and happiness. So now we will be asking questions. We'll be able to. Can you please ask the first question? Hingnita, what does Buddha mean?
Buddha means awakened one.
That's correct. So Gina Block, can you please ask the next question? Akare, who was the Buddha?
Absent.
Well, the answer is the Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama. So, Biabala, can you please ask the next question? Hangita, who was the Buddha?
He discovered how to overcome suffering and find peace.
That is correct. Gina Block, can you please ask the last question? Akari, what did the Buddha teach others? Well, the answer is he taught people how to awaken their minds and live a happy life. That is on. Thank you for listening and watching.
It is now Sarah, Keishing, and Shinki's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Sarah, and my Buddhist name is Chika Pali, which means skilled guardian. Today, we will be talking about something with two Dhamma friends of mine. So, Keishing, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mingalava. My name is Keishin, and my Buddhist name is Jota Balat, which means the power of light. So, Shinki, may you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Mingalava. My name is Shinki. My Buddhist name is Eka Balat, which means the power of energy, and I live in Colorado. So, Sarah, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we will be talking about the three kinds of Buddha. We'll also be asking questions in the end, so everyone please listen carefully. So, Keishing, please begin.
We will be reading three kinds. I'll be reading three kinds of Buddha. Buddha means the enlightened one. To become a Buddha, a person must perfect themselves through 10 important qualities called paramis. There are three types of Buddhas, each reaching enlightenment in different ways.
Number 1, Sama Sambuddha, a fully enlightened one. This person makes a special promise to become a Buddha and practice the paramis to help others. Number 2, Pajeka, the Buddha, this person achieves enlightenment on their own without help from others, but cannot teach enlightenment to others.
Free Sawaka Buddha or Arahant. This person learns from the Buddha's teachings and has overcome all negative qualities. They can help others find their own path to freedom. So now we will be moving on to questions. So, Shinki, please ask the first question.
Grace. Grace. What does Buddha mean?
Buddha means the enlightened one.
That is correct. So, Sarah, please ask the next question.
My next question is to Brian, and it is, what are the three types of Buddhas?
Sammasambuddha, Pacceka Buddha, and Sawaka Buddha.
That is correct, so Kishin, please ask the next question.
My next question is to Brian, and what is Sammasambuddha?
Sammasambuddha is a fully enlightened one who helps others.
That is correct. So Shinki, may you please ask your last question?
Grace. My next question is to Grace. What is Pacceka Buddha?
Pacceka Buddha achieves enlightenment on their own but cannot teach others.
That is correct. That is all. So thank you for watching and listening.
It is now 8 and Victoria's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Ain. My Buddhist name is Agapali, which means keeper of the best. Today, my friend Victoria and I will be talking about something. So, Victoria, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Victoria, and my Buddhist name is Ujjubali, which means honest keeper. So today, I will be talking about something with my dear Dhamma friend A. So what will we be talking about today?
Today, we're going to be talking about what the virtue of Arahant is.
What is the virtue of Araham? The Buddha is called an Arahant, meaning he has reached the highest level of purity. This means 5 things.
1. He has removed all defilements, which are bad thoughts and feelings. 2. He has defeated all enemies of defilements. 3. He has broken free from the cycle of birth and death, which is samsara. 4. He is worthy of offerings and respect. 5. He kept no secrets in his character or teachings.
The Buddha's life was perfect and without faults. After conquering all mental defilements under the Bodhi tree, he reached Nibbana. Ending all suffering, his teachings are open for everyone to learn from. So now we'll be asking questions. And can you please ask the first question?
My first question is to Nathan, and it is, what does Arahant mean?
Arhat means someone who has reached the highest level of purity, like the Buddha.
That is correct. Victoria, can you please ask the next question?
Then, what has an Arahant removed?
Our hat has removed all defilement.
That is correct. Can you please ask the next question?
What does my question is to Nathan, and it is, what does an Arahant break free from?
And Arhat break free from the cycle of birth and death, samsara.
That is correct. Victoria, can you ask the last question?
Then, why is the Buddha worthy of respect?
The Buddha is worthy of respect because he has no secrets and lived a perfect life.
That is correct. That is all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching.
It is now Hazel and Alexander's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hazel, and my Buddhist name is Rupa Bali, which means beauty keeper. Today, I'll be talking about something with my dear Dhamma friend Alexander. So, Alexander, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Alexander. My Buddhist name is Ujjubalat, which means powerful honesty. So, Hazel, what will you be talking about today?
Today, we'll be talking about Bodhisattva. Alexander, please start first.
What is Bodhisattva? Bodhisattva in Theravada Buddhism is a person who is on the path to becoming a Buddha. This means they are dedicated to gaining wisdom and helping others reach enlightenment.
Before he became the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama was a bodhisattva. He made many sacrifices and learned important lessons during his journey to understand suffering and how to overcome it.
Bodhisattvas practice 10 paramis, which are special qualities. These qualities can be summed up as kindness, compassion, and selflessness. They work hard to develop their minds and help others along the way. They want to share their knowledge and guide others to find happiness and peace.
In Theravada Buddhism, the bodhisattva ideal teaches us to take care for all living beings. It encourages us to be patient and persistent in our journey to help ourselves and others. We will now be asking questions, so Alexander, please ask the first question.
My first question to Sumyat Pei is, what is a bodhisattva? Well, the correct answer is a bodhisattva is someone on the path to becoming a Buddha. Hazel, please ask your first question.
My question is to Susan, and it is, who was Siddhartha Gautama before he became the Buddha?
He was a bodhisattva.
That is correct. Alexander, please ask the next question.
My next question is to Susan, and it is, what qualities do bodhisattvas practice?
Kindness, compassion, and selflessness.
That is correct. Hazel, please ask the last question.
My last question is to Susan, and it is, what does being a bodhisattva teach us?
It teaches us to care for all beings and help others.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
We are now moving on to program number 3, which is choose the correct one out of the given answers by Rebecca and Cynthia.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my Buddhist name is Metta Bali, which means keeper of loving kindness. For today's program of choose the correct one out of the given answers, my sister Cynthia will be joining me. So can you please introduce yourself? Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Cynthia, and my Buddhist name is Maga Bali, which means keeper of the middle path. And the individuals will be asking are Mason D, Mate, Amara, Snowy, Lyra, Ninita, William, Midong, Benji, Nicole, Shinglang, Maylin, Jewel, Chloe, Amia, Alnate, Alexander, Ting, Tiffany, and June. May Cindy, what does Kilesa mean?
Kilesa means things that make our minds feel unclean or troubled.
That is correct. Mate, how do Buddhists try to break free from samsara?
Living good lives, meditating, and growing in wisdom.
That is correct. Amara, what is the goal in Buddhism?
The goal is to break free from samsara and reach nibbana, a peaceful state.
That is correct. Snowy, what does samsara mean?
Samsara means the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth.
That is correct. Lyra, every lay Buddhist takes refuge in the 3 refuges of what?
As a guide and source of inspiration.
That is correct. Ninita, what is the Sangha?
The community of Buddha's monk disciples.
That is correct. William, what does the Sarana refer to?
The threefold refuges, Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha.
That is correct. Maithon, what are the rules of taking refuge in the Sarana?
There are no strict rules or special ceremonies to take refuge.
That is correct. Benji, what did the Buddha teach others?
He taught people how to awaken their minds and live a happy life.
That is correct. Nicole, what did the Buddha discover?
He discovered how to overcome suffering and find peace.
That is correct. Shenglang, what does Buddha mean?
Buddha means awakened one.
That is correct. Maylin, what is a Pacheka Buddha?
A Pacheka Buddha achieves enlightenment on their own but cannot teach others.
That is correct. Jewel, what is a Sama Sambuddha?
Can you repeat the question?
What is a Sama Sambuddha?
Sama Sambuddha is a fully enlightened one who helps others.
That is correct. Chloe, what are the 3 types of Buddhas?
Um, uh, um, Sama Sambuddha, Pajaka Buddha, and Sawaka Buddha.
That is correct. Amy out. What does kilesa mean?
Kilesa means things that make our minds unclear or troubled.
That is correct. Onete, how do Buddhists try to break free from samsara?
By living good lives, meditating, and growing in wisdom.
That is correct. Alexander, what is the goal in Buddhism?
The goal is to break free from samsara and reach nibbana, which is a peaceful state.
That is correct. Ding. Every lay Buddhist take refuge in the three refuges as well.
As a guide and source of inspiration.
That is correct. Tiffany, what is the Sangha?
Sit.
Well, the answer is the community of the Buddha's monk disciples. June, what does Tisarana refer to?
It their fold refuge, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
That is correct.
That is all, and thank you for participating.
We're now moving on to program number 4, which is answer the questions by the Zinjo.
Hello, Minglaba Dhamma class. My name is Tazanjo, and my Buddhist name is Jana Baldi, which means power of concentration. Today, I will be asking the individuals Jewel, Lyra, Amara, Shinling, Mathing, Maylin, and Yambongtan. So please have the correct files open and ready. Jewel, how do you chant metta meditation on yourself?
Ahena wera homi, abya bajo homi, anigo homi, sukiata nampari harami.
That is correct. Thank you. Lyra, how do you chant metta meditation on your parents?
Ama mata pitu, awera hontu, abya baja hontu, aniga hontu, sukiata nampari hontu.
That is correct. Thank you. Amara, how do you chant metta meditation on your relatives and friends?
Nyati mitaja arera hontu abya baja hontu anika hontu suki adanam pariharantu.
That is correct. Thank you. Shinlang, how do you chant metta meditation on your Dhamma class?
Sabra macharinocha avera hontu, abya baja hontu, anika hontu, sukiata nampariharantu.
That is correct. Thank you. And Mathing, what is Buddhism? Please answer in Pali and English.
What do you say again?
The last one, what is Buddhism? Please answer in Pali and English.
Sababa sa akaradam, not to do any evil. Kusalasa upasabada, to practice good. Satchita bariyo, tapanam, to purify your mind. And that Buddha Nasasana, this is the teacher of the Buddhas, which means this is the Buddhism.
That is correct. Thank you. And Maylin, how do you chant metta meditation on yourself?
What? Avero homi, abya bajo homi, anego homi, sukiata nampari harami.
That is correct. Thank you. And last but not least, Nyambong Tent, how do you chant metta meditation on your parents?
Mama mata pitu, avero hontu, abya bajo hontu, anego hontu, sukiata nampari harami.
That is correct. Thank you. And that is all, so thank you for listening.
We are now at the end of the Dhamma class, so everyone please put your hands together and recite Buddha Sasanam Chiram Didu 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Didu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Didu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Didu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is all. Thank you for coming.
Juzu Dhamma Pom Pom.
Juzu Dhamma Pom Pom.
Thank you.
Juzu Dhamma